Good morning, students. As we have learned about the chapter square and square roots, today we will going to revise the chapter. What are the main points in this chapter? Square and square roots. First, we will start with what is square. What is mean by square? Square number. The number you get when you multiply by itself is called as a square number. 4 multiplied by 4 gives you 16. So 16 is a square number. Same way 2 multiplied by 2 you are getting 4. So square of 2 is 4. Square of 3 is 9. Same way you can find out when we multiply a number by itself we are getting a square number. Then the main thing in this chapter is properties of square number. So let's go with the properties of square numbers. The very first property of perfect square is if a number is ends with 2, 3, 7 and 8. What is that? 2, 3, 7 and 8 at unit place. So it must not be a square number. It ends with 2, 3, 7 and 8 at unit place, then it is not a square number. For example, 132. The number ends with 2, so it is not a perfect square number. In 28, the number ends with 8. Therefore, it is not a perfect square number. Whereas, if a number ends with 1, 4, 5, 6 and 9 at unit place, it is called as a square number. It may be, note this point, it may be a square number. It means it is not compulsory that it will be a square number. It may be a square number. For example, 16. It ends with 6, so it is a square number. But in example 15, it ends with 5. Though it ends with 5, but it is not a square number. That's why it is not compulsory every time if a number ends with 1, 4, 5, 6 and 9 that it will be a square number. But it can be a square number. Next, properties of unit digit of a square number. When you know that if a number has 1 and 9, if a number has 1 and 9 at its unit place, then its square ends with 1. The same way, 2 or 8 in the unit place, its square ends with 4. Then, if a number ends with 3 or 7, the square ends with 9. If a number has 4 or 6 at unit place, its square ends with 6. In this way, we have seen that for 5 it will be 5, for 0 it will be zeros. Now, the next property is of even and odd number of squares. If a number is odd, so its square is also odd. If a number is even, so its square is also even. In front of you, there are some examples. 16 is in square of 4. 4 is an even number. And 16 square of 4 is 16, which is also an even number. So, square of even number is an even number. Same with 7. 7 is an odd number. Square of 7 is 49, which is also an odd number. So, square of odd number is odd. Square of even number is even. Now, we have seen about that odd number of zeros. Let us see this slide first. Odd number of zeros. If a number ends with odd number of 0, then it is not a perfect square number. Examples are there. If 1 0, then it is not a perfect square number. Then 3 zeros, then it is not a perfect square number. But even number of zeros, 2 zeros, 4 zeros, then it will be a perfect square numbers. Then adding odd numbers. We know that a square number can be represented as by adding the odd consecutive numbers. Like that, we have square of 7. We know that square of 7 is 49. So, if I will add first 7 odd consecutive numbers, then I will get the square of 7. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13. The sum is equals to 49, and I have added 7 consecutive odd numbers, so it is the square of 7. Then we know that the method, that is repeated subtraction method, that we will see afterwards. Now number between square numbers. We have seen that if we have to find out the numbers between the two perfect square numbers, then the formula is 2n. The formula is 2n. We can find the sum number between two consecutive square numbers by finding the square number of any two number. Between square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4. Now between 1 and 2 there is 2 and 3. Same way, square of 2 is 4, square of 3 is 9. Between 2 and 3 you have 4 non-perfect square number, that is 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So we know the formula, that the formula is 2n. The formula is 2n. And n is the smallest number which we have to choose. In 1 and 2, n is 1. So 2 into 1, we got 2 non-perfect square numbers between the given number. Between 2, 3. So the n is here 2. So 2 2 ja 4. So we are getting 4 numbers which are not a perfect square number. 9 is not included here. 9 is not included here. That's 9 is not there. Only 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now we have seen about the Pythagoras theorem. I told you about that you have learned in 7th standard also about the right angle triangle. The triangle whose one of the angle is 90 degree and the side opposite to 90 degree is called as the hypotenuse. And we know that square of the hypotenuse is equals to sum of the square of remaining two sides. That one will be called as the base, whereas other is can be called as the height. The square of the hypotenuse equals to sum of the square of base as well as height. With the help of this Pythagoras theorem, we have seen Pythagorean triplets. What is Pythagoras theorem? The square of a number is equal to the square of two other number. This property is called as the Pythagoras property, and the theorem is called as the Pythagoras theorem. Suppose for example, here it is hypotenuse is 5, base is 4 and height is 3. So when we will find out the square of, as the longest side is hypotenuse, so we have to find out the square of 5. Square of 5 is 25, as well as square of 3 plus square of 4 is also 25. So this triangle follows Pythagoras theorem, and the triangle is an right angle triangle. Same way we have to find out the Pythagorean triplet. How to find out the Pythagorean triplet? To find out the Pythagorean triplet, we have the formula, that is 2m square plus m square minus 1 plus next is m square plus 1. If one of the member of the Pythagorean triplet is known to us, suppose that one of the member of the Pythagorean triplet is 12. One of the member of the Pythagorean triplet is 12. So how to find out? It. So let's see how to find out it. 2m equals to 12. What we have taken first? 2m equals to 12. So 2 it goes in divide by 12. So m is equals to 6. Then 6 square minus 1. Because m is 6. The next step is m square minus 1. Next one is m square minus 1. So m square, it means 6 square minus 1, that is equals to 35. Same way 6 square plus 1, that is equals to 37. So our Pythagorean triplet has 12, 35 and 37. So in this way we can find out the Pythagorean triplet. So in this way we have completed this or near about all the properties. So in next video we will revise the method how to find out the square roots of the following numbers.